Hello and welcome to A Gameplay for All Seasons. Today we're talking about the reason that GTA 6 hasn't been announced. Now we're going to get straight into this video today. So if we look at the history, it's fascinating reading, right, to start off with, right? First Grand Theft Auto was released in 1997. Next we had the London Grand Theft Auto in 1999, just 2 years later. Grand Theft Auto 3, which we're already on our third one, 2001. Vice City 2002, then 2003 we had a Grand Theft Auto double pack, then my personal favourite, San Andreas, come out in 2004. Then we had a few other bits and pieces. We had the trilogy in 2005, we also had Liberty City Stories, we had in 2006 Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, 2008 we had Grand Theft Auto 4, we then had in 2009 The Lost and the Damned, Grand Theft Auto 4, and then in 2009 as well, we had Chinatown Wars. We had a few episodes, also in 2009, so lots going on. And then we had the complete edition, which came out in 2010. Then in 2013, we had Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, the crazy thing is that is 8 years ago, right? So we had loads of stuff happening like every few years, multiple things a year. You had new releases you could play. And suddenly, in the last 8 years, nothing's happened at all from a brand new game perspective. Now, you could think to yourself, did the company fold? Well, no, we all know Rockstar hasn't folded at all, and they're doing very well, they're very profitable, and they're a good company doing good things. So why haven't we had one? Well, like I say, you can look at it and say, oh, well, they did Red Dead Redemption 2 in that time, which is another great game. But then, before 2013, we had Red Dead Redemption 1 and the fantastic Bully game, which again was absolutely brilliant. So you think, well, what have they been doing since then? And this is where we're getting on to the reason and the point of the video, which is really ironic why we haven't got this, the new game yet in such a long time. To put it into context, it actually released on the PlayStation 3. So we've had no new Grand Theft Auto game at all during PlayStation 4. And the one that's currently been announced on PlayStation 5 is a remake of Grand Theft Auto 5. So we've had two PlayStations in time, two new versions of PlayStations and generations of consoles in the time that we've not had a new Grand Theft Auto. So why has this happened? Well, what's happened in the meantime is they've been working on Grand Theft Auto 5, the online version, because it's been an absolute smash success. Actually, what Rockstar had to do was they had to release a game to get that income in, and obviously it costs a lot of money to release these games. Not only are you making them, but the amount they spend on marketing is absolutely huge. So they've got Grand Theft Auto 5. It's an established game, people like it, it's doing well. So what they're doing is, they're really working on that. That gives them sort of, the way that online games work, it gives them profits on a daily basis. You're not waiting for that big release and hoping it does well. So you kind of got that guaranteed constant profit and without the gaps in between. So economically, it really does make perfect sense to sort of really focus on that. You've got a real money maker, and it's to say people do enjoy it, and it offers new things, and the fact they are working on it is always putting new things out there, so it's an enjoyable thing. But the downside to it, or at least what I perceive as the downside, is I'm really excited about the next Grand Theft Auto 6 because, to be honest, every time they make a game, it's always really, really good. Varying levels of good. Like I say, San Andreas is my absolute favourite. Some others very close and some others a little bit behind, but they're always good games worth playing. So yeah, if you suddenly brought Grand Theft Auto 6 out, you can disrupt that revenue and the sort of constant cash cow, if you want to call it that you've got there. So, it doesn't mean that we're not going to get a Grand Theft Auto 6. But what it does mean is it's not going to get announced a long time before. So, again, you're not going to suddenly say, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out in 3 years' time, because, that's going to potentially disrupt what's happening with Grand Theft Auto 5 online. People might think, I'll just wait till the next one. Now, there are rumours out there that Grand Theft Auto 6 is getting worked on. There's plenty of rumours out there. Maybe in the upcoming video we'll go through them, or most likely we will. So they will be working on it. They're definitely not going to want to get any information out there too early to let people know they're doing it. I mean, the good thing about the fact that Grand Theft Auto 5 has such a established online for people who enjoy that thing is most likely when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, it's going to have a really well established, or at least the starting of an established online game, so people can enjoy that straight away. So that's a good thing there. When do I think it's going to get released? Well, as I say, they're probably working on it at the moment. We're not going to hear an announcement miles in front, but I wouldn't be surprised. We won't get anything this year. Surprised if we get anything next year. But 2023, that could be the time. So full 10 years after the last game, which is completely out of step with what went through before, as we discussed at the start of this video. Now, if you don't want to miss out on any future content, then subscribe. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. We'll be covering other Grand Theft Auto 6 things extensively, and particularly when it's announced, we can really start talking about it. See you on the next video.